Guys, I'm about to shatter your entire universe.
Come on, get her on the floor, please.
I seriously come right. Oh my god.
And on today's video, we are going to take a look at creams. So I've heard a lot of buzz, seen a lot of conversation about cream products and using cream products. A lot of people stan cream products. A lot of people hate cream products. There's a lot of polarizing information. And the main issue that most people have with creams is that they're too oily and they feel like they can't wear creams because they look like an oily mess at the end of the day. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. Listen, I don't know who lied to you, who deceived you, but if you are oily, you can absolutely wear cream products. You will not look like an oily mess. As long as you do things in a specific way, prep your skin right, add some extra products, you will be fine. You will look beautiful. The best thing about creams is that they make everything look really blended and really nice because you're blending the same type of product over and over again. And they can stop you from looking cakey and crusty because you're adding a ton of powder, and especially if you are older, like a certain beauty YouTuber that you know.
Excuse me?
Cream products will help you not accentuate a lot of those fine lines, a lot of that texture that you have. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna show you a full cream routine, all creams and liquids that you can put on your face, and then I'll give you tips and tricks and hints to make sure that everything goes on smoothly and you don't turn into the Pacific Ocean at the end of the day. We do not want our face to be wetter than a aquarium, okay? So if you wanna know how to do a cream routine with oily skin and old skin and textured skin like me, hold on to your brushes. It's cream makeup time. Okay, so we are begun with a fresh face. Obviously, I have some issues, right? I've got a zit in the middle of my forehead. I have some dryness. Okay, so listen, I'm oily everywhere. We know this. Ben knew that I'm an oily mess most of the time in my T-zone. Now, the one place that I'm dry is under my eyes, and I didn't wear my contacts the other day. I put my contacts in my eyes, and my eyes were like, no! So I took my contacts out and then I had to put glasses on. And when you put glasses on, if you wear contacts for any extended period of time, you know this, your eyes leak like all day. So my eyes pretty much just leaked all day down my face and down everywhere, and I just kept wiping and it dried out my under eyes so badly. And I woke up the next day and looking like the Crypt Keeper, and I was like, oh my God. Why does God hate me that I have to wear contacts, and then when I can't wear contacts, I have to wear glasses, and then when I wear glasses, my eyes leak, and I was like, oh my God, just let me have one thing. Can I have one thing? Y'all have so many things. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that mess. Obviously, there's some dry patches, some issues. We're going to take the Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Acid Eye Gel, and I'm just gonna put this under my under eyes. Now, everywhere else is pretty oily, so I'm gonna use a different moisturizer for that, but I am gonna put this eye gel like on these dry patches, and you know, hopefully these will clear up soon, and if not, I will just go into hiding. Okay, so that's done. I put the eye gel on. Now let's go ahead and moisturize. Now I know a lot of people who are oily, they skip moisturizing, and that is like one of the dumbest mistakes you can make. Because, why? Because when you're not properly moisturized, when your skin is not at the proper hydration level, your skin will produce more oil to overcompensate it. So when your skin is properly hydrated, your skin doesn't feel like it has to produce that extra oil in order to overcompensate. So if you're not moisturizing, if you're skipping moisturizing before your makeup because you're worried that your makeup is going to be ruined by the end of the day, in general, I mean, there are exceptions to that rule, but in general, you want to make sure that you're moisturized, that your skin feels fresh, that your skin feels hydrated, because you don't want to layer product on and then your skin feels like it can't breathe and it's like, oh my God, produce all the oil. So you don't want that to happen. So you want to make sure that you're nice and hydrated. Everything is nice and taken care of, honestly. Just take care of your skin. Now, of course, you want to let that sit and kind of dry and soak in and press into your skin. So you don't want to like throw on anything right away. So obviously I have the ability, I'm in the future, and I can cut things and trim things to where we go on to the next step really quickly. But you want to just take a moment, let it all meld together with your skin before you move on to anything else, because you don't want to just be layering products on without them properly adhering to your skin. What I'll usually do is I'll put on my skincare and then I'll do my eyebrows. Of course, I did my eyebrows first for the video. I always do. But in normal real life, outside of YouTube, I usually do my eyebrows second. So I'll do all my moisturizer, all my skincare, and then I'll do my eyebrows and then everything else. Okay, so let's talk about primers. I have compiled a little group of primers right here so I can show you the primers that you want to use if you have oily skin and you're putting on cream products. There's several different options that you can choose from. It ranges from really, really high end to affordable, right? So let's go ahead and talk about these. So one of the ones that I really love is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. This is a little more pricey, but this really mattifies everything, especially in your T-zone. So if you are oily in your T-zone and you're like, I want to control that, especially if you do a contour in your nose, this is a really, really, really solid primer. The Hourglass Mineral Veil, I'll just... Another great option is the Fenty Beauty True Matte Pro Filter Primer. This also mattifies everything. It makes sure that everything is nice and controlled. A lot of people don't like matte primers, but if you are oily, it's something you need if you're gonna use cream foundations. You have to put on a matte primer. You have to do something that's gonna mattify so that you don't get, especially in your T-zone. You do not have to put this all over your face. If you still want glow here, if you still want glow around here, that's completely fine. Just make sure that T-zone right here, you know, that you make sure that gets a matte primer. Another great option is the new Bite Beauty Changemaker Skin Optimizing Primer. This is for normal to oily. So this just creates a nice canvas. It's not necessarily a mattifying primer, but it's a primer that balances everything. So this is what I'm going to use today. I just got this and I've used it a couple times and I really like the way my skin has looked using this. So I'm going to avoid my under eyes, right? Because I already talked to you about my under eyes being dry. I'm basically just doing this big W here, down here, and then I'm gonna take care of my T-zone. Now, like I said, this is not a super mattifying primer. It just balances everything and makes sure that everything is optimal for your next product application. Okay, primer is on. Are you ready for me to change your life? Because I'm about to change your life. This is the major key that you need to do if you are oily and are gonna be putting cream products on your face.
I need it. I need it. I need it.
This has been a total game changer for me. It's made my face look amazing. You are gonna take a powder and you are gonna just powder your T-zone, right? So whatever setting powder you use, there are plenty of setting powders that you can use. My favorite setting powder, you know this, is the Pat McGrath, but that's a little pricey for some people. I also do like, surprisingly, the Morphe setting powder. Any kind of powder, you're going to want to mattify everything. You just take a damp beauty sponge and you're going to pat that in your T-zone. Now, I have a product that does that now. I got this in the Trend Me box. It's the Farsali Liquid Powder Serum. This is what I'm gonna use. It's amazing. You do not have to use this product. Like I said, if you wanna do a powder, take a damp beauty sponge, put it in the powder, tap it, push it into your T-zone. It's the same exact process as using this. The reason I like this is because it's a nice liquid to powder finish. So I can kind of rub it around and get it to where I want it to go. And I know that it's there. I'm really focusing this product all in my T-zone, and you'll see it'll dry down to a powder. Just make sure that your T-zone is taken care of, because your T-zone is gonna betray you for 30 pieces of silver. Okay guys, we are primed and we are ready to go into foundation. My favorite cream foundation in the world is the Milk foundation stick. Now this foundation stick is very natural. It looks like skin, which is what I absolutely love about it. There are other cream foundation sticks that are good. The Hourglass is good. The MAC foundation stick is good. This one is just kind of like my favorite. It's my go-to foundation stick. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this all over my face. Oh, my coffee's here. Thank you. Okay, so coffee makes me cough. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this all over my face. I'm not gonna put a ton to start off with because you can always add, you can't take away. This shade is Nude. It's the closest match that I have to my skin. It's cool toned. It's not too pink. I'm using a Smashbox Foundation Blurring Brush. With cream products, the best thing you can do is use a brush. Now, blenders are beautiful for blending, but I feel like with cream products, you get such a flawless makeup application when you do use a brush. To get them around my eyebrows that I've already done, I'm gonna use my Tati Blendiful and just... The nice thing about this Blendiful is that you can really get into the corners of things and not ruin it. And I can still do my eyebrows before I do this foundation application and not ruin my eyebrows and have to redo my eyebrows. Okay, so my foundation's on. Like I said, I use the Milk foundation stick. You can use other cream foundation sticks that I mentioned, but I like the Milk the best. So what we're going to do now is go into concealer. I'm going to use another one of my favorite products from this month, which is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. So I'm just going to quickly put on this concealer, and then we're going to move on with our cream routine. One thing that is remarkable to me is how much makeup can change just even within like a year. Just within even the year of me entering the beauty space, there have been so many changes, so many trends, so many shifts, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the shift this year and where we go. I am kind of obsessed with a lot of these trends that are coming out, and so I'm excited to see where makeup goes in 2020. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my brightening pen from YSL and just get a few spots that I want to be a little brighter. Okay, I'm gonna set my under eye with the Tati Blended Fold, just a little one folded up, and a little bit of the Becca Hydra Mist, and just tap underneath my eye. Not a ton, not a lot. If you have dry under eyes, if you have aging under eyes, if you have texture, if you have lines, stop putting so much powder under your eyes.
Jesus Christ.
Only put enough to set. You don't need a ton of powder. Stop baking. Stop doing all that stuff. It's just making your eyes look crazy. You want to make sure that everything is set. You don't want to add too much powder. That is emphasizing the cakiness. Powder is going to emphasize everything the more you put on. Okay, so now the next step is to set the high points of my face. So like I said, with the T-zone, you have to be careful with creams because that's what's going to get oily. Instead of having a nice glow, you're going to look crazy. So you want to make sure that you set the high points of your face, specifically your T-zone. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Of course, I'm using the Pat McGrath. Okay, let's move on to contour and bronzer. Now that we are all set, we're good to go. Everything looks nice and matte. Nothing looks too shiny. Nothing looks like there's a lot of oil coming through. So we're good. That's basically what you have to do in order to make sure that you don't have that crazy look by the end of the day. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into contour and bronzer. I'm gonna use the Fenty Matchsticks to contour and bronze. I'm gonna use Amber to contour and Mocha to bronze. Now you do not have to use these products. There are other good cream contour bronzers. Morphe has a really good cool toned Dimension Effect contour stick. This is number 12. Huda Beauty has a really good bronzer, Tantour contour and bronzer cream. It's a little warm, so I would suggest only using it for bronzer, not necessarily using it for contour. But both those products are really good. There are other good cream products. Anastasia has that nice cream contour kit. I like the Fenty just because they work well together and they sit well on this Milk foundation. The only thing you have to make sure of is with your contour, you want your contour to be cool tone. You want to make sure that you're creating a shadow when you're doing your contour. Now, you do not have to contour. You do not have to do any of that. But if you want to add dimension back to your face, you are more than welcome to use contour. I do it to add dimension back in because you don't want to look all one-toned. So what we're going to do with these matchsticks is I'm just going to layer them one on top. So I'm going to put my contour down. You can see that's pretty cool toned. And then I'm going to take my bronzer and just kind of put that right on top of my contour. So you can see the two different tones. You see that you got your cool tone here and then your warm tone here. This is my bronzer and then this is my contour. And I have a jawline that is misshapen, so I have to contour one side a little more than the other to try to overcompensate for that. Why is everything wrong with me? Okay, so now all you do is you can take a cream brush. So this is a Milk cream brush. The Morphe has a really good buffer brush. You just need it to be almost like a kabuki brush, just flat and firm, just like this. And you're basically just going to buff. So you're gonna buff this down and it's just gonna blend everything together. And of course you can add more as you're going through just to kind of define. Sometimes when you put these powders and these creams together, they don't blend as well. And that's because you've got two different textures, two different chemicals trying to work together, two different states of matter. Now I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose, and as you all know, I'm getting a nose job, so I'm hoping that I'm not gonna have to do this for much longer because I hate it. I hate contouring this nose. It's literally a nightmare. It never looks the way I want it to look. And I'm actually using the bronzer shade to do this just because I feel like the bronzer shade works better with my skin tone in regards to my nose contour. And we're gonna blend that together. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little bit of Morphe translucent powder and I'm just going to go underneath my contour and clean up that area. I'm not going to bake anywhere else. Like I said, I don't bake. I don't like putting a lot of powder on my face. The only place I'm going to do it is down there. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into blush. Again, like the Milk makeup, Milk just makes really good cream products. I am on their PR list, but I had already bought all of these products before they sent me PR, so there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and take, this is the Lip and Cheek Stain in Work, and I'm just going to tap it a couple times. And I take that same brush that I was buffing everything with and just blend that in very gently. Cream blush just, you know, it hits different. It just looks so nice and smooth. And as you can tell, everything is looking nice and blended. When you use cream products, everything blends together so beautifully. It's when you start mixing those powders and those creams together that you tend to get messy blends. But when you use all creams, and I'm just taking the excess and putting it up into my temples just to bring the color. Okay, so let's brush this bake off and then we're going to go into... Okay, so let's go ahead and go into highlighter. I'm going to use the Danessa Myricks Illuminating Veil. This is a liquid highlighter. I feel like liquid highlighters look so beautiful with creams. I'm just putting a tiny bit on my hand. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply it. This is a Jaclyn Hill brush. You can absolutely use a cream highlighter. ColourPop has a really good cream highlighter. I just like the way that this liquid sits on top of the cream. And it makes it look super natural. It's not like overwhelmingly bright again, but it gives you a nice healthy glow. Okay, we are highlighted, we are blushed, we are contoured, we're bronzer, all cream liquid products. Now let's go ahead and go into eyes. You do not have to use a cream or liquid eyeshadow. I'm going to, just cause, you know, it's fun, right? We're doing a cream liquid video. Let's go ahead and do a cream liquid eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using the Danessa Myricks. Again, love her, she's like the editorial goddess. This is the Color Fix Matte. There's also Color Fix Shimmer. I've used them in a ton of looks and a ton of daily wear. So we are going to take the shade Celebration, which is a brown shade. And again, just putting it on my hand, and then I'm going to put it on my eye.
What? You're always fucking looking at me, dude.
Next, I'm gonna go into the shade Latte, which is a pinkish mauve shade, and...
Shut the fuck up because I always catch you staring.
And last, I'm gonna go into Nude 3.
I swear, ask anybody, dude.
My hands look like this so that my eyes can look like this.
Anybody will tell you you're always staring at me. Let me find out you like me, dude.
Okay guys, I put some mascara on and then I put some lip on, some lip gloss, and we are done. This is the finished look. As you can see, everything's super nice, and throughout the day it will stay. Because I put that powder on underneath, I made sure that everything was nice and matte before I put the creams on. Don't be afraid of creams just because you're oily. Cream doesn't equal oil. Let's go ahead and set this face. I'm gonna use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh setting spray. And we are done our full cream routine, ladies and gentlemen. You did it. I hope that you got some tips and tricks, and I want you guys to try using cream products. It will honestly up your makeup game to incorporate some cream products. Do you have to use cream products for every single item? No, there are products that are absolutely amazing that I use that are powders. You don't have to use creams for everything, but incorporating more creams will make your makeup look more natural and more skin-like, and it will not emphasize your pores and your texture. That's the problem. When you start adding a ton of powder and a ton of product like that, it's going to accentuate everything because it's going to sink into everything. So creams just kind of give you a nice smooth canvas. I really hope you got some tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried cream products, if you're gonna try cream products. I'm gonna go wash off my hand and get ready for my day. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, subscribe, please. I will love you forever. Make sure you leave a comment down below, like this video. I think we took care of everything. Follow me on all my social media. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.